me. Yo, that's wild, dog. That's wild. Yo, what's good, people? What up? What up? What up? What up? That's wild, man. That's wild. Y'all on Twitter right now, man. It's some funny shit. But what's good? We're going to wait till the people get in here, man. What's up with y'all, man? What's good, folks? Welcome, man. AGS Live Lite, episode 14. We here. We here. We got to talk about some things, man. We got to talk about some things. Definitely going to talk about Digital Foundry, as you can see by the title. Is Digital Foundry necessary? Are they necessary? Do we need them? Huh? Do we need them? We're going to talk about it. Shout out to the chat. What's good, y'all? Philly the Weapon. What up, Jay? I see you, baby. Gorilla Madness. How your day, Gorilla Madness? I always got to check on my dog, man. Gorilla Madness. What's up? What's up, man? What's up? Big Gabe. I see everybody. Truth Hurts. I see the usual suspects. I see the usual suspects. Oh, man. YRG, man. Yo, y'all fun. Hey, yo, shout out to Your Rage, man. This nigga just embarrassed me, man. He embarrassed me. He ratioed me on Twitter and shit. This wasn't even for you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this wasn't even about you, man. God damn, man. Shout out to Biz the Kid Gaming. He said, hey, LOL, shout out YRG, Your Rage Gang. This nigga embarrassed me, man. Ratioed me and everything, man. I was just trying to do a little exercise with my little bit of people. You know what I'm saying? With my little bit of folks. And then this nigga come through and ratioed me, man. Craziest gamer. I'm having a good day, man. My day is all right. My day is all right. It's been good. You know, it's been good. But shout out to everybody. Hit the like button or whatever. Do what y'all do, man. Let me tell y'all this, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm not a big boy or nothing like that, around this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to I'm just trying to do my thing. So I was like, let me just play. I was going to do a live stream anyway. I was going to do this. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I ended up not doing it. Why did I do it? I don't know. I had something to do. But I was like, let me try something, man. And I put up a tweet. I said, let me try something. 10 likes in 2 minutes for AGS Live Lite right now. Laughing my ass off. So I put that up. And I just, like I said, I wasn't really going to, I was going to do this anyway. So I go do my thing, get ready to do my thing and shit. I come back, the motherfucker got over 1,000 likes. At first I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, hold up. The shit had over 1,000 likes in like fucking 3 minutes or some shit like that. Or maybe it was less than 5 minutes. It had 1,000 likes. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? I'm thinking some shit. I'm like, yo, it can't be real. I had to refresh the page and everything. And then I seen Your Rage. I said, this motherfucker, man. I said, God damn it. I'm trying to run a little exercise with my little bit of folks. And this nigga came through and, ratioed me. He talking about that was all you. It was not all me, player. It was you, man. Damn it. Don't do that shit again, please. But yeah, that shit shout out to Your Rage, man. That nigga, he be coming through, man. Even before I knew who the fuck this nigga was, man, he always showed support and love. Man, you know what I mean? Somebody had to tell me, like, yo, that dude, Your Rage is a big YouTuber or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, check them out. I was like, oh damn, he is. But shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. He ratioed me. It's all good. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mean it. But yeah, he ratioed the fuck out me, man. But shout out to Your Rage. It's all good. He got me, man. He got me. Yo, his squad be coming through, man. They come through like the woo. I don't know. They got all types of notifications or something on their phone. Because as soon as that nigga tweets something, they there. I'm like, damn. They must got Alexa hooked up to that shit. Google Home. It don't matter where they at. They could be washing dishes, clothes. It don't matter if they in the basement some motherfucking where. That nigga tweet, that shit must ring around the house or something. It must be an alarm or something around their crib to let them know when this nigga tweet. God, they be coming through like the woo. For real though. But shout out to him, man. I appreciate you, man. What up, y'all? What up? Hey, listen. I think I did the fastest, easiest roast I ever did the other day, dog. That shit was less than a 1-round heavyweight fight, man. That shit was under 3 minutes, man. Hey, that might be the new wave and shit. You know what I mean? For irrelevant motherfuckers, that may be the new wave. They may get less than 3 minutes. That may be the new wave. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing y'all liked it too, because I ain't know how it was going to go. I'm like, man, they really want me to really do my thug fizzle, but I don't really have the energy to waste on fucking peons. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm going to give them this. And we see how it go, man. But no, the people was feeling it. So, that may be the new wave for the irrelevant peons, the crumb snatchers. You know what I mean? The crumb snatchers may get less than 3 minutes from now on. I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that. Why is your rage popping like that? You got to go find out, man. You know what I'm saying? Go find out. He on Twitter, your rage, you already know. I mean, not Twitter. He is on Twitter, but he live streams and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go find out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I found him off of him supporting me, coming through watching my shit. And like I said, I ain't know who he was. So, tell somebody told me. But you know what I'm saying? So that's where it's at. I've been getting friendly with the wrong people. I've been building relationships with the wrong niggas, man. What am I doing? I've been building relationships with the wrong niggas. God damn, I've been building relationships with crumb-side niggas. I need to go to the high-risers where the fucking Jeffersons is at, where your rage is at, man. I've been building relationships with the wrong niggas. It's like, nah, man, y'all know I ain't into that type of shit, man. In fact, the bigger he is, being that he's so big, I try not to talk to that nigga that much, man. I don't want that nigga to think I'm dick eating. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that, man. We can't have that. So, it's all good. That's my guy, though. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Not because he has a lot of, followers and shit. Me and him been cool. You know what I'm saying? We did business together and all that. So, it's all good. It's all good. This nigga Emmanuel A1, you stay. I'm sorry, Emmanuel. You're going to have to get that cock out your throat. You know what? Don't even worry about it, man. I'm going to give you some time to think about it, man. You're going to think about this at the block party, man. I got to open the block party back up because it's just too much cock gobbling going on. Go think about this at the block party, all right? Go think about that. Like, come back when you remove that nigga cock from your esophagus, all right? Because you be cock gobbling too much. I gave you enough opportunity to think that maybe you'll come to the realization that you got cock deep down in your throat, but you don't. You didn't. So you're going to go to the block party and figure it out. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're going to go to the block party. We holler at you. Get out of here. Go to the block party, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Come back when you start cock gobbling. You dig. But, yeah. So we're going to talk about Digital Foundry. Yes. Is Digital Foundry necessary? I seen this question on Twitter. And right off the bat, my first reaction was absolutely Digital Foundry is necessary. What the fuck? But when I actually gave it some thought, I started to think different. Like, I don't know. Are they necessary? I mean, is any YouTube channel fucking necessary? But, in the space of Digital Foundry and what they do, are they necessary? The short answer, no. They're not necessary. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain why. Now, first of all, we got to realize this, right? Digital Foundry is nothing but another YouTube channel just like everybody the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all like to put them on a pedestal, but they ain't nobody special. And they not the only ones that do what they do. And this is why a lot of people have been turning on Digital Foundry lately, because you also got NX Gamer, who I was subscribed to for a long time, for years now, and I've been subscribed to NX Gamer. But honestly, I didn't watch NX Gamer videos as much because usually he's kind of late behind Digital Foundry. Usually Digital Foundry gets the information out there first. And on top of that, I don't really need to keep looking at a whole bunch of analysis videos. I would look at Digital Foundry and find out what I'm looking for, and that's it. So usually when I see NX, it's already, he kind of late already. So I wouldn't really watch it. But he has been kind of exposing Digital Foundry, not purposely, but, he's been kind of exposing Digital Foundry, pointing out shit that Digital Foundry should have pointed out themselves, but they seem to, miss it for whatever reason. And, people are now starting to wake up about Digital Foundry, but I've been telling y'all, man, I've been fucking telling y'all. Now, Digital Foundry is a YouTube channel. And just like every other YouTube channel, they want traffic. Everybody that does YouTube want traffic. Do not believe anything else. Do not be fooled. Do not let anybody tell you that they do YouTube and they don't give a fuck if anybody watches. That's a motherfucking lie. Because why else would you be doing this shit? You want people to click on your video. You want people to watch your videos. Now, you may be content with the little bullshit you might be getting. You know what I'm saying? But you are still keeping hope alive that one day you cross over. You know what I'm saying? So just like any other YouTube channel, Digital Foundry is they want traffic. And there's no better way to get traffic than to incite these motherfucking console wars. Like, listen, if you think they're not inciting console wars, you are I don't know, you're delusional. I don't know, you're not all there. If you think they're not inciting console wars, if you got to zoom in 400% to show somebody a difference, that is an incitement of a console war. There's no other way you would be doing some shit like that. But here's the thing. Digital Foundry, they can't get all the blame. You have to blame the viewers, you know what I mean? Because if we're being honest, a lot of things, okay, let me back up. If we're being honest, a lot of shit they talk about, y'all would not give a fuck about unless they pointed it out. A lot of shit they point out, y'all don't even notice. You know why you don't notice shit like this? Because first of all, you're not zooming in 400%. You're not putting your fucking eyeball on the TV screen. And while you're playing the game, you are paying attention to the game. A lot of the shit they be pointing out be off to the side somewhere. Shit you ain't even noticing. Shit that you don't even notice. I just happened to be watching their Shadow of the Tomb Raider analysis, and they pointed out how the frog, you know how they, Shadow of the Tomb Raider got insects and fucking animals and shit wandering about. They had the nerve to point out that on PC, the frog was smaller than the frog on fucking consoles. I said, what the fuck? Who gives a fuck about the size of the fucking frog? That's not even part of the gameplay. It's more, it brings, an atmospheric, feeling to the game, but who the fuck cares that the frog is smaller on the PC than it is on the consoles? Who the fuck cares? Who is paying attention to a fucking frog after the first 18 times you done seen that motherfucker hopping through the jungle? Who is paying attention to that? Nobody. Nobody. I guarantee you ain't nobody played Shadow of the Tomb Raider on console, then went on PC and was like, you know what? I noticed that the frog is smaller on the PC than it is on the console. That's weird, ain't it? Let's point that out. Let's make a video about that. Point that out. Make sure you point that out in the video, okay? Yeah, put that out there. Who the fuck cares? This is the shit they do to incite you motherfuckers. So all y'all people like this console war shit, this is the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you only give a shit about what Digital Foundry say because they point it out to you. Let's just go back. 360 PS3 days. We was running around this motherfucker playing games at sub 30 frames per second and sub HD. We was playing games at 578p, 6 40p, and all this fly shit, and you did not give a fuck. Because you know why? You're going to play the game regardless. Now that Digital Foundry has come along, and they got to point shit out to you, now you want to fight and run around the internet and argue about these minuscule differences. Unless the differences are major, like some of them was on the 360 to PS3, like Ghostbusters, that come to mind, or Mafia 2, shit like that. But most games ain't like that no more. They're not different like that no more. We talking about, 4K checkerboard and the native 4K and shit like that. Shit that you would not notice on your own unless Digital Foundry pointed it out to you. That's what they fucking do. A lot of this shit you would not ever even notice if they didn't zoom in and point it out to you. Now let me ask you this. If Digital Foundry left tomorrow, and I'm not saying that they need to go or I wish they channel die. I'm not saying none of that. They're good. They cool. They can stay around, but are they necessary? Absolutely not. But I don't want them to go nowhere. They don't bother me. They really don't bother me. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not fighting console wars and shit like that. And I'm going to be where I'm going to be. I'm going to be on the console I'm going to be on. So, and if it's a game that I want to play, I'm going to play it on whatever platform that I have available to play it. So I don't really give a fuck. But if we being honest, like if they went away and God of War Ragnarok came out, are you not going to play that? Or are you going to feel some type of way because you need an analysis? Fuck no. You're still going to play it. And you're still going to enjoy it. If Halo Infinite came out and they didn't do an analysis for that, are you not going to play it? Fuck no. You're still going to play it. And you ain't going to care about no analysis. You're just going to take the game for what it is. Unless there's some drastic difference or something that's completely broken, dog, you're still going to play and enjoy these games. Whether you're told what resolution it is or frame rate it is or not, you are still going to play that game. Ain't none of y'all niggas going, and none of you Xbox dudes gonna miss Halo. Ain't none of you PlayStation dudes gonna miss God of War. Ain't none of you dudes gonna miss GTA 6 when that finally come along. Y'all ain't gonna miss none of these games, analysis or not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Like, let's think about this for a minute. What is the purpose of putting the PlayStation versus the Xbox anyway? What is the true purpose of that? What is the purpose? Because if you got a PlayStation or Xbox and it's a game that you want to play, you are getting that game regardless. So if you really, really think about this shit, what is the purpose of putting two games head to head when they have minuscule differences? Now, if they got big differences, okay. But if they got differences like checkerboard 4K, native 4K, what is the reason for that comparison? Sometimes they do comparisons and they ain't even really got shit to say. Like, what is the reason? And that's the thing too. They would do a comparison and both games would be pretty much identical. Then why even do this comparison? Why? Oh, it's a big game and y'all already know that this is going to bring traffic. Oh, okay, cool. That's why you did it. Because why else are you fucking doing it? It's to incite y'all, man, incite y'all to get y'all to run around, fight this war. They're going to get the traffic, more money, and more notoriety and shit like that. At the end of the day, you really don't need Digital Foundry. I told y'all before, y'all got to stop letting them hype y'all up. Y'all got to stop feeding into that bullshit. You watch Digital Foundry and they start zooming in 800% and all that. It's like, come on, man. Like sometimes you be watching them and you be like, really, dog? Like who the fuck is going to notice that? Like I said, like the frog shit. This frog is big. The frog is bigger on consoles compared to PC. Who cares? And they really went crazy when they started doing photo mode benchmarks. They really went crazy when they started doing photo mode fucking benchmarks. You know what I'm saying? That's why this question has been asked. Is Digital Foundry necessary? Because now people are starting to wake up after that photo mode benchmark shit. It's like, hold the fuck up, man. What the hell purpose is Digital Foundry really serving? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't care. As a console gamer, you really don't care. Let's be honest. You really don't care. You really do not care. As long as the game is functional and it's working, that's all that really matters. I mean, they can come out with analysis for God of War Ragnarok, and they can tell you that bitch is 720p, fucking 30 frames per second. You still gonna buy it and play it. You still gonna buy it and play it. And then if it's an amazing game, you're gonna damage control for it being 720p and 30 frames per second. And you know I'm telling you the motherfucking truth. You know, if you buy that game, if they came out and said that game was 720p, 30 frames per second, y'all would still buy it and play it. And if the game is amazing, y'all will then start the damage control for it. Y'all know I'm right. Because y'all know how this shit go on this internet, man. So I don't even understand why people even let Digital Foundry get them all, all hyped up. Again, it's like it's ammo. They the arms dealer. You know what I'm saying? Digital Foundry is the arms dealer on the biggest scale, on a bigger scale. They the arms dealer. But now you should definitely check out NX Gamer. Make sure you watch both. If you really care, you know what I'm saying? Watch NX Gamer, watch fucking Digital Foundry, and get a general consensus on what's going on with a game if you really care. You know what I'm saying? But, I want to know what a resolution is. I mean, usually if they say it's 1800p, it's 1800p, and that's that. If they say it's 4K, it's 4K, that's that. I really don't get caught up with that shit, being though that I know what to expect on consoles. I know not to expect anything crazy. I'm not expecting, PC-like performance or 3090 performance or anything like that. I'm not, like, my expectations for PC and consoles are totally different. Totally different. When I'm on consoles, my expectations are in check. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll be good either way. Like, I already know what to expect, and I already know how I'm going to handle it. I don't need Digital Foundry to tell me a fucking thing. I don't have to watch another Digital Foundry video and I'll be fine. I mean, I barely watch their shit now. I'm be real with you. Unless there's something I really want to know, like the resolution or the frame rate of a game. Other than that, I really don't be listening to all that shit they be talking. I'm not trying to hear John tell you that a game looks good on Switch when I'm standing here looking at it and the shit look like soup. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear John tell me a game look good on the Switch and it's sub HD in 2021, I'm not trying to hear that shit. So I don't really be trying to hear the shit they talking, because they be talking nonsense. I'm not trying to hear that it runs at a smooth 30 frames per second. I'm not trying to hear that shit, dog. No, stop it. Can't cat me the fuck up to my smooth 30 frames per second. The fuck out of here, dog. That's crazy. Shout out to Teron Aries. He said, yo, hey, I just beat Resident Evil 4 8 minutes ago. I gotta say that it's the most overrated game in a franchise. So much raging on my end, laughing my ass off. Resident Evil 4 is definitely overrated. It's not a bad game, it's overrated. It is overrated. It's not this amazing game that people make it out to be. Maybe at the time, you know what I mean? Maybe it's about the time that it came out. Maybe in 2005 when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at that point it was amazing. I actually played it in 2007 for the first time, and I did like it. I just don't get people, you already know my gripe with the Resident Evil 4 thing. I just don't get people that think 5 is bad but 4 is great. Like when 5 is better than 4 in every fucking way, Graphically, fucking controls, the shooting mechanics, all of that shit is better. Story is better. All of that shit. But, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't be trying to listen to Digital Foundry and they spew that, but they be spewing a bunch of bullshit. Don't nothing look good on the Switch. It doesn't. Doom does not look good on the Switch. The Witcher 3 does not look good on the Switch. And the rest of them fucking games, them graphically impressive games, does not look good on the Switch, but John wants you to believe that they do. Like, it's like motherfuckers be really stuck on this nostalgia shit, and that's Nintendo for you. Just like I said on Twitter, man, Nintendo get away with a lot of bullshit. That if some of the shit Nintendo get away with, if Sony and Microsoft did it, the fucking internet would be on fire. The internet would be on fire if Microsoft and Sony did some of this shit that Nintendo get away with. Fucking soupy ass, muddy fucking textures talking about it looks good. Why does it look good? Because I can sit at a fucking bus stop and play that shit? That's why I look good? Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, told y'all before, I don't even know who the fuck would really want to play Witcher 3 on the go. Like, that's a game where it's a lot going on with that game. That's a game you want to be in the comfortability of your home, chilling on a big screen, you know what I'm saying? Shit looking good graphically and all that, playing. Not on no fucking Switch. Who the fuck sitting at a bus stop trying to get into a game like that? Like, that's just crazy. I don't know. It's crazy. But nah, they be capping. Digital Foundry be capping, dog. They be capping. Ain't shit smooth about 30 frames. Ain't shit that look good about fucking a Switch game. You know, they play this game of like trying to make sure that they don't piss off any one of the fan bases. And they don't have to, because y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna go and fight the war anyway. All they gotta do is present the ammo, which they know y'all gonna pick up, and y'all gonna run with it. If they got it, like, when you're playing the game, you're not even looking at shit that they be pointing out. It's a reason. And you know what? The funny thing, you know what's the crazy thing about it? Y'all like Digital Foundry because they look for a bunch of bullshit that y'all feel like y'all wouldn't waste y'all time doing. A lot of shit they look for and point out, y'all wouldn't even waste y'all time doing that shit. But y'all know Digital Foundry will. They point out shit you wouldn't, like when you in the midst of the game, you will not notice half of this shit. They'll tell you shit like, yeah, you know, on the Xbox, it runs at, 60 solid, but on PlayStation, there's dips. And the dips be down to 58 frames. 58 fucking frames, dog. Come on, man. Did you notice that shit when you be gaming? When the frame rate dropped down to 58 from 60, do you be noticing that shit? Fuck no. Most of y'all do not even notice that shit when the fucking frames drop from 60 to 58. You don't even notice that shit. And I even, like, when I'm playing a single player game on PC and I'm playing at 4K 60, I lock the frame rate to 57. It has a lot to do with G-Sync and all that. But do you think I noticed the difference between 57 frames and 60? No. Fuck no. That's why I'm like, damn, it drops down to 58. Okay. What the fuck is that? Is that really something to point out? But then dudes will run with that. Look. The Xbox stay locked at 60. The PlayStation dropped down to 58. Or vice versa. Really, dog? 58. 50 fucking 8. I can almost guarantee most of y'all don't even notice that shit, dog. You really don't. Y'all let Digital Foundry feed y'all bullshit. Y'all let Digital Foundry feed y'all shit that y'all should run around and act like you mad about or point out and shit like that. It's really stupid. It really is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be playing the game, y'all be enjoying that game, and then the Digital Foundry video come out, and then it's like, oh shit, look at this. There's really no reason for comparisons if they are the same between Xbox and PlayStation. There's really no reason for that comparison because people that got an Xbox, they're going to get the game on Xbox regardless. And people that got a PlayStation, they're going to get the game on PlayStation regardless. The only people who this information might be good for, and maybe that's who they making these videos for, is people that got both. And you want to make sure you want to get the best version of that third-party game. You know what I'm saying? But most people, I mean, shit, at this point in time, you'd be lucky if you get one. You'd be lucky if you get an X or a fucking PS5. So most people got one right now. You know what I'm saying? And again, at the end of the day, if any of this shit really mattered to you, you would be on PC. You can't sit here and say that this shit matters, but you don't want to take the plunge in the PC, where you don't have to worry about this type of shit if you get the right equipment. And yeah, it might be expensive up front, but shit, it'll last you long. As long as you ain't somebody like me. It'll last you a long time. You dig what I'm saying? But if you truly, honestly, deep in your soul, felt like that shit mattered, you would be on PC. You on consoles, listen, you don't really care. You don't really care. Because if you, and that's another thing, when you're on PC, you really don't give a fuck what Digital Foundry talking about, especially when it's for a third-party game. If you're on PC, you don't even need to watch their fucking third-party analysis, because you're gonna get that shit on PC and you already know what you can do and what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you truly, honestly, deep down in your soul feel like resolution and frame rate matters to you to the point where you will run around the internet and fight about this shit, if you really fucking care, you would take a chance with PC. Because you would have been gave up. Like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I ain't got to worry about choosing between performance or resolution or none of that shit. Or I got to choose between high frames or high resolution. PC, you don't have to choose. If you get the right equipment, you don't have to choose. But I don't think a lot of y'all really care. Like, again, y'all only care about what Digital Foundry tell y'all to care about. Look at this. Hold on. Let me zoom in. 400%. Okay, now put your eyeballs on the fucking screen. You see that? You see that? Now that has one leaf less than the Xbox version. It has one leaf. See, on the PlayStation version, that is it's supposed to be a 4-leaf clover, but it's a 3-leaf clover. On the fucking Xbox, it's a 4-leaf clover. You see the difference? See, one leaf. Like, come on, man. It just gets to a point where you just be watching their videos and you be like, are y'all fucking serious? Are y'all really serious right now? This is crazy. This is crazy. They actually did a whole video on photo mode benchmarks. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That shit is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, we don't need to know what the fuck the GPU can do and how much power it is and all that shit, because we ain't developing no games. All we do is accept what the fuck they give us. And if it's a good game, we're going to play it. That's it. That's all you can do at the end of the day, is accept what these motherfucking developers give you. And again, if it's a good game, you're going to play it, regardless of the resolution or the frame rate. As long as that bitch is hitting 30, you're good. You're good. Because we could talk about a bunch of games that was amazing at 30 frames. It might not be what the fuck you prefer, but did it stop you from enjoying the game? Hell no. We could talk about games that was not 720p that we enjoyed. That was not 720p that we enjoyed. So at the end of the day, as long as the game is good, that's all the fuck we care about. Y'all got to stop letting these motherfuckers be like puppeteers and shit. You dig? Shout out to JetLight504. He said, yo, 8, random, but what's your favorite Sonic game? Sonic 2. Sonic 2, no doubt. Sonic 2. I like Sonic CD. Sonic CD is really good. But yeah, Sonic 2. Favorite game. Shout out to Brad Bauer. He says, suckers oil in their blade while taking what the fuck? Really, dog? While taking a shit? Thank you. We didn't need that information. Shout out to Big Alabasta. He said, facts. And then we got my man Study Flow. He said, preach, my guy. I mean, it's the fucking truth when you really think about it. Like I said, I don't want to see Digital Foundry go away, or I'm not one of them people like, I hope their channel die and shit like that. Nah. But are they necessary? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And they definitely incite motherfucking console wars. You got to be a fool if you think they don't. Zooming in to show you something is different, that is hyping you up 101, dog. They are hyping you up. It doesn't matter. You got an Xbox, you got a PlayStation. If that third-party game is banging, you're going to get it for whatever fucking console you own. Now, if you're lucky enough to have both of them right now, then that may be a decision for you. But like I said, at the end of the day, dog, get a fucking PC if you really care about this shit. Other than that, just enjoy the games. Just enjoy the fucking games. Digital Foundry is another YouTube channel that want traffic. And how do they get, listen, I told y'all before, console wars is big business in the gaming community. Console wars is big business. When you pick a side or whatever the case may be, that will work out for you. Not that they pick a side, but they know what they're doing. Look at their titles. Look at their titles. And look, it does seem like they may be, working with Sony. I mean, not Sony, Microsoft. Or maybe just Microsoft is their favorite console right now. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Fuck all the conspiracy theories and shit like that. But look at their fucking titles. They already know what is going to rile you motherfuckers up. They already know. That's why they do shit in their titles that they know is going to bring the fucking attention. They know it. What's that title? Where is it at? What is it? The Division 2? The next gen runs at 60 frames per second. But what's wrong with the PS5? That's also clickbait too, dog. That's also fucking clickbait. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what the fuck they doing. But what's wrong? Oh, but what about the PS5? What the fuck what exactly did they say? They was like, the Division 2 next gen runs at 60 frames per second. But what's up with PS5 visuals? Oh man, hey, you already know what that is going to do for a person. You already know. Like, listen, because, believe it or not, your title definitely matters when you're making a YouTube video, man. You want to try to, there's a lot of things that you want to do to try to maximize the traffic. You know what I'm saying? And titles is one, and there ain't nothing wrong. Clickbait, whatever. You got to get people to want to click on the fucking video. You got to get people to want to click on the video. But what's up with what's up with PS5 visuals? PS5 is the most popular console right now, and is going to remain the most popular console for the generation. So when you say some shit like that, but what's up with PS5 visuals? People are clicking, nigga. Click, 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 click. The Xbox dudes is definitely clicking. You know what I'm saying? People are clicking. Same thing when they say when the Xbox gets a win and they put that in the title because they already know motherfuckers is going to come running. You know what I'm saying? They are going to come running. They already know what y'all bringing to the table, dog. So they know what the fuck they doing, man. You can't be naive and think that they not. They are a YouTube channel, dog. They want traffic like everybody else. We all doing YouTube. We all want traffic. Me included. Me included. I want motherfucking traffic. I want people to watch, click on it, and all that shit. I'd be damned if I fucking upload a video, live stream. I got 40 motherfuckers watching me. I'm shutting it down. I'm taking the L and I'm out. I'd be damned. I'd be damned if I'm going to be staying around for that. For real. And that ain't nothing about being like uppity or bougie or nothing like that. That's just like, nigga, I've been here too long to accept some shit like that. That's it. I've been here too long to accept that type of shit. Meaning like, yo, you need to find something else to do with your motherfucking time, nigga, if you're going to fall back and just accept this after all these motherfucking years that you've been here. I've been here too long to be sitting here accepting a small fucking view count. Too long. For real. Hell no. I can't. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm going to find something else better to do with my motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? The shit is already limited as it is. You dig? So, fuck that. Gots to be crazy. You know what I mean? But, dang, I ain't got much else to say about this shit, man. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I forgot what it was, man. Damn, I forgot what it was. Oh, man. Hold on. Maybe I can remember. Fuck! I wanted to talk to y'all about something else. What was it? I don't fucking remember. Oh, damn. That's what I wanted to tell y'all about. Damn, you know what? I kind of escaped. I kind of escaped the fucking, the tragedy for a minute. I escaped this fucking tragedy. So look, right? I got a homie and shit. He an Xbox dude, you know what I'm saying? He an Xbox. Of course he ain't on the internet and all that shit fighting console wars and shit, but, you know what I mean? He low-key a corporate motherfucking slave for Xbox, man. This dude, man, like, yo, me and my other homie, we've been trying to get this nigga on PlayStation since the PS fucking 3, right? Since the PS3, because we was both on PS3. We used to be playing, you know, Uncharted and all of that shit. been trying to get my homie to get on PS3, dog. I mean, was trying to get him to get on PlayStation to play with us. So ever since then, I've been trying to get him to get on PlayStation. He just won't do it. He a Bethesda fanboy too, right? So of course, that Bethesda shit with Xbox did not help. Did not fucking help. So look, right? This nigga was trying to get a Series X. So he ain't get no Series X. You know what I'm saying? It's been hard to get. He been missing it. He been trying to catch the drops and all that. He ain't getting no Series X. So, of course, you know, I be roasting him and shit. What the fuck you want that for? Blah, blah, blah. But he can care less about anything. All the shit I could throw at him, he just does not care. He doesn't care. He does not care, dog. I throw everything at him. Everything but the kitchen sink, nigga. I be trying to throw everything at this nigga, man. You hear me? I've been trying hard I done gave up now, but no, we gonna get to this. But listen, I've been trying hard. I've been throwing everything. No games, fucking poor performance with the Xbox One, and I tried to throw everything over the years. I've been throwing everything at this nigga. Anytime there's like a new PlayStation exclusive coming out and they got a trailer for it or something like that, I send him the trailer. I've been trying to influence this nigga for the longest. Me and my homie. This nigga never bites, dog. Never fucking bites. Never. Right? So now we come to where we at now in this situation, to where we at this generation. He never worked for the PS4 generation. And you would think it would have been easier to convince him during that because Xbox did so bad, but it didn't work. He a Bethesda fanboy, so, you know, when Fallout and all that shit had the mods and they had more mods than the PlayStation, of course, none of that shit fucking helped. None of that shit helped. This dude is just a Bethesda. I mean, he got so many hours in games like Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout, and Destiny. He loves fucking Destiny too. But anyway, so I'm like, yo, if you can get a PlayStation, would you get it? Like, or are you just gonna wait for an X? And he was like, you know what? I get a PlayStation. I'll get it. If I can get it, if that's what I can get, I'll get it, right? This nigga gets a fucking PlayStation, PS5. He gets lucky, get a PS5 from Best Buy or whatever. I don't even know if it was a drop or how he got it. He got a PS5 from Best Buy. I'm hype as shit. Oh shit, you got a PS5? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's what's up. It's on. Yo, you got to play this, that, and mind you, he never played no PlayStation exclusives. None. When I say none, I mean none. God of War, Uncharted, none. Nothing. Last of Us, none of that. I've been wanting him to play Last of Us for years because he liked The Walking Dead and all that. And we both used to watch The Walking Dead a lot. And we used to love that shit. So I've been wanting him to play The Last of Us. I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, you got a PlayStation. I'm getting a PlayStation right now. You know what I'm saying? This is yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. You got a PlayStation, I'm getting a PlayStation. There's no way you finally on PlayStation, I'm getting a fucking PlayStation. So I get a PlayStation. I make a decision too. Yeah, I made a decision because there wasn't no other way. I needed it right now. So I get a PlayStation for $750. In my opinion, not too bad. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? This nigga finally on PlayStation. We gonna play Last of Us together. We gonna play Uncharted. All this shit. Like, y'all don't understand how hype nigga I was about this, right? My man hit me up. He hyped. Yo, it's on, nigga. We finally all together. Because this is another thing. We could never be all together. Only when we on PC, we can be all together on games that got cross play. Like Gears and shit like that. But they don't really like Gears. You know what I'm saying? They don't really like Gears. But PUBG, shit like that, they don't even got crossplay. But listen, a lot of the times that I got an Xbox over the last couple of years, it was because of my homie. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to play with him at the time. The only way I can play with this nigga is on Xbox. So I used to be like, all right, fuck it, I'll get an Xbox. A lot of them times I got an Xbox. That's why I used to have an Xbox and I wouldn't have it for long. Because I'm like, you know what? Fuck that, man. I don't want this shit. You're going to have to fucking come to us. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come to us one of these times, dog. I done got like 5 Xboxes to play with you, dog. You going to have to fucking come here. You got to come to PlayStation, man. Fuck that. I ain't coming to Xbox no more. You got to come to PlayStation. So, that used to be the thing. He would never do it. So he hit me up. Yo, I got a PlayStation. I'm like, oh shit. I'm hyped. I go out. I get the fucking I get the PlayStation yesterday, right? I jump on the marketplace real quick. I hit up one of my connects. He ain't got nothing. Cool. I jump on the fucking marketplace. I get the fucking PlayStation, $750. Bam, no problem. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all don't understand how monumental this shit was for us. All right? Now, this real life homies. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no internet niggas. But this real life homies. So, I'm happy. Yes, yes, yes. Don't y'all know this motherfucker called me today and said, so, hold on, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a fucking moment. So, somehow, because now it's like somebody is against me. Somebody do not want this nigga to fucking witness greatness. Somebody is against me. Somehow, this nigga was able to secure an Xbox from Best Buy. Did they have a drop or something yesterday? Like what? I don't know. I don't even give a fuck. I don't fucking care how he got it. Don't y'all know though, this motherfucker called me today and said he took that fucking PlayStation back. Y'all hear me? Because he got that Xbox, he took the PlayStation back. Dog. Dog. Do you not understand what the fuck I did yesterday? I don't have that luxury, right? I can't go back to Best Buy or fucking Target or Walmart. I don't have that luxury. Do y'all realize I made a fucking decision for this nigga to take the fucking PlayStation back, dog? You talking about mad, nigga? You talking about mad? Dog. I don't even know if we still cool now. No, we good. He kind of made it up because what he did was he's giving me the difference that I paid extra. He's gonna look out, give me the difference because that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. We've been like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. So he already know what he did. He like, listen, man, I ain't gonna pay the whole thing, but I'll pay the difference that you pay extra for the fucking for the PlayStation. So I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? But before we got to that point, I was so fucking mad. Like, yo, you made me make a decision, but that wasn't, I'm gonna be honest with you, that wasn't the part that really made me mad. Like, it's cool, that ain't really what made me mad. The part that made me mad is that he got rid of it. It's like, dog, man, we finally was gonna be able to play these games together and you do this nut ass shit. Like, my friends really don't care about all that friend shit. When it comes to these games, like, yo, you know how people be like, yo, most people play where their friends at. Nah, my friends, nah. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Nigga, I'm playing where the fuck I want to play at. Now, if you want to come over here, you could do that. But I'm where I'm comfortable at. I'm where I'm fucking comfortable at. So that's the part that really made me mad. It ain't really about the fucking PlayStation. That's cool. That's whatever. You know what I mean? Or how much I paid for it. I don't give a fuck about that. It's the part that I really thought it was on and popping. I'm thinking like, damn, man, I can live stream, bring y'all some of this good content with my boys. It ain't happening. This nigga secured the fucking Xbox Series X, however he did it. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then he decides, well, I'm going to take the PlayStation back. What the fuck? So I had a rough, rough little morning, man. I had a rough fucking morning, dog. I had a rough ass morning over there because I wanted to fight, dog. Like, we would have been fighting if we was in the same vicinity, dog. That was a fact. We'd have been fucking fighting, dog. You should have heard me on that fucking phone, yo. I was fucking hollering. Yo, I'm like, you can't be. You can't, but I'm not doing that shit no more, though. No, it's over. I'm not doing that shit no more. No more. No, I'm not making no more drastic decisions like that off of a promise. No, it wasn't really a promise, but nah, he got me. I learned my lesson. It's good. It's cool. It's cool. Shout out to Clifton the Colored Milkman. He said, yo, what's good? 8, how's life? I think I read that. Did I read that? Life is good. It's good. It's all right. It's good. Shout out to Zombie Roach. He said, yo, 8, do you prefer X videos or Pornhub? What the fuck? I don't know. X videos or Pornhub? I don't know. Pornhub got whacked now, right? Then they remove all them videos and shit. I think Pornhub was alright, but they removed everything, so it is what it is. Shout out to Biz the Kid Game. He said GameStop had them Jones in droves the other day, bundled though. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. So I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. Shout out to Teron Aries. He said, oh man, I feel for your player. It's cool. He gonna pay me the difference and shit. He gonna give me the money on the difference. So it ain't. But like I said, that wasn't even really the biggest deal and shit. And not that I really cared to fucking spend $750. Like I said, I was just so happy that we can now play these games together. Cause like me and him, we talk a lot about movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? We always talking about movies. So I would love to be able to have this conversation with some of these games. And plus, he never played these games. He never played none of them. I mean, I remember I was sending them trailers of like Spider-Man. Like, he loves Spider-Man too. Like, we love the Spider-Man, the Marvel comic shit and all that. I'm like, yo, how you... And you know what's another thing? He a Street Fighter dude too. I'm like, dawg, how did you... I know you want to play Street Fighter 5. Like, you ain't been able to play Street Fighter 5 this whole time. He told me something, I got the 30th anniversary, but don't nobody be online. I said, don't nobody be online on that Xbox version. Niggas be online on that PlayStation version. They be online. And I'm just like, I was happy, man. It was like, it was a really happy moment. But, man, I was like, man, it's some bullshit, dog. So it's all good. So, like, yo, it was so, like, because I did this shit, like, I wouldn't say it was late last night, but I want to say it was probably like 8, 9 o'clock last night. I didn't even hook the fucking PlayStation up. I didn't even get to it. For some reason, I was so, like, happy. For some reason, I thought the day was Friday. I swore that the day was Friday, because I'm like, oh, it's on tonight. We about to be, we about to take it back to the old times when we was on 360. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, it's Friday too? It's about to be on tonight. I didn't even hook the PlayStation up or anything, dog. I didn't even get around to it. I'm thinking the day Friday, it's about to be popping tonight. And yeah, got that rug pulled right from under me. So it's like, it's all good. It's all good. I feel like I need payback in a fucking petty ass way. For real, dog. I'm fucking pissed about that shit, man. I thought it was about to be on, man. I thought it was about to be on some fucking Rainbow, Last of Us for the first time and shit. Then I wanted him to play them games, Spider-Man, Last of Us. I wanted him to play these games so we could talk about it, see what he thought and all that. Somebody that's been an Xbox dude since the first one. But no, them dreams is over. The only way he gonna do this, you know how bad it got? I'm gonna tell you how bad it got, right? At one point in time, like during the PS4, me and my homie was gonna buy him a fucking PS4 Pro just so he can play with us, dog. Like, just so we can finally get this nigga on PlayStation, because that's really the only way this shit gonna happen. We was gonna do it, but then my man was like, man, I ain't buying that nigga no fucking PlayStation, dog. He could buy his own fucking PlayStation. He was like, yo, man, fuck that. I ain't buying that nigga no PlayStation, dog. Fuck that. He could buy a fucking PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, fuck that. I'm not buying that nigga shit. So I was like, damn. I tried. But no, when I thought about it, I was like, no, you is kind of right, though. Like, because this nigga could easily buy his own fucking PlayStation. Here we are, huddling up, trying to figure out if we should go have and buy this nigga a PS4 just so we can get this nigga on fucking PlayStation, dog. That's the only way we going to be able to get him there. And my man was like, man, no, fuck that. I ain't doing it. I ain't buying that nigga no fucking PlayStation. He a grown-ass man. I'm not buying that nigga some shit he could buy himself. Now, if he couldn't get it himself, then that would have been a different story. But nah, I'm not doing that shit. Because he was like, man, fuck that. We always getting on Xbox to play with him. How come he don't never get on PlayStation to play with us? We sacrifice, because my homie, he don't like Xbox either. You know what I'm saying? My other homie don't like Xbox either. So he like, yo, we always jump on Xbox for him. Why can't he get on PlayStation for us at least once? He can't never sacrifice for us. He on some stubborn shit. I'm like, you know what? You right. Fuck that. You right. Shout out to little F-boy. It's me. I'm his homie. Negative. But, yeah, that's it, man. What's going on with y'all, man? What's new around here, man? What's new on the crumb side? What's new? Yeah, I got to buy him a PlayStation. We got to buy him. That's the only way. I got to do it for the greater good. No, man, that shit, no, man, we frustrated over this nigga, man. It's like, come on, man. We always make sacrifices and we get on Xbox to play with you. But you don't never do the same for us, man. Fuck that. No. Hell no, dog. And I'm like, no, you right, man. You absolutely right. We do. I done made plenty sacrifices getting on Xbox for this nigga, dog. Plenty. The first Xbox I ever got, the Xbox One, what was like 2014? The first Xbox, I think it was the first Xbox I ever got. I got it for him to get on to play with him and shit. It was a couple of games that I wanted to play. I think like Sunset Overdrive and I think Tomb Raider or some shit like that. It was something like that. I had got that shit for him, man. Like, nah, man, fuck that shit. Piss the fuck off, man. Only thing I want to hear is my fucking Cash App go off. I don't want to hear nothing else. For 2-3 days. Fuck that. Shout out to Biz the Kid Game, and he said I had a whole epiphany at checkout. Like, what the hell am I doing? Laugh my ass off. No, we didn't get that far, but I had because it was my idea. I was like, yo, man, let's just go half and get this nigga a PlayStation, dog. And at first, my homie was on board. He was on board for about 2 minutes. I guess he came to his senses. He was like, fuck no. We always coming to Xbox for this nigga. When the fuck he gonna come over here for us? So I was like, damn. You right. Shout out to 24 Rapture. He said, my friend wanted me to buy GTA 5 for PS4 to play online, only for him to never go back to it. Installed it too. Wasted $30. LOL. Damn. That's not too bad though, man. You can still go on there though and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? You can still have some fun. But damn, man. I was salty, man. So yeah, that's what happened to me earlier today. Oh man. When Tomb Raider was a timed exclusive. Yeah, Tomb Raider was a timed exclusive. I ain't want to miss that shit. I think it was my first Xbox, man. I can't remember because hold on. Because it was a white Xbox. No, that wasn't my first Xbox. No, I think that was my first Xbox. It was a white Xbox. It was the white Sunset Overdrive bundle. I believe that was my first Xbox One. I think. When did Rise of the Tomb Raider? What Tomb Raider was? Rise of the Tomb Raider was a timed exclusive, right? That was it, right? When that shit came out, I'm not sure. It was one of them. I don't remember, man. It was something. It was so many fucking consoles ago. I don't remember. Only a childhood friend can get away with something like that. For real, man. For real. Only, dog. Only. Nigga was mad as shit. Oh, I watched that, I don't know if y'all watched, I watched that new show that was on Netflix, where the girl went missing. What was her name? Elisa Lamb, I think. She went missing from that Cecil Hotel and shit. They got this new documentary about that shit on Netflix. And I had watched that. I binge watched that. It was only 4 episodes, but I didn't binge watch it. I think I watched 2 episodes and then 2 more. I guess you could say that's a binge. I don't know. It wasn't straight. But anyway, I seen that shit. That joint was pretty good, man. It was all right. They started pissing me off. I don't know if y'all seen it, but once they start getting to the conspiracy theories, I was like, yo, these fucking YouTube niggas, man, like, they was on some other shit. I'm like, some of this shit is clear as day, not what y'all think it is, but yet y'all think it. Like they started they started harassing this dude named Morbid or some shit, thinking that he did it. And I'm like, dog, I don't even make no sense. Like that shit was that part was getting on my nerves. But for overall, it was a pretty good documentary though. At the end of the day, it was an accident. You know what I mean? It was like a freak accident that happened. She stopped taking her medicine and she, had like a bipolar mental health incident and shit just went left, man. But that shit was pissing me off. Yeah, it's the Cecil Hotel, but it's a new documentary about it. It just came out like yesterday, I think, day before yesterday on Netflix. So I remember hearing about that shit when it happened back in 2013, but I never followed it and all that. So I never knew, was it an accident or was there actually a murderer or some shit like that? I never knew all that. So, but yeah, that joint was crazy, man. That shit was fucked up. They had that video where she on the elevator and shit. That's another thing with the conspiracy theory. They like, it looked like there's another person's foot. I'm like, yo, that is her foot. How do y'all not realize that is her foot? Like, what's going on? Yo, they had the whole internet. I didn't say seesaw. I said Cecil. They had the whole internet like trying to investigate that shit. I'm trying to figure out like, how the fuck you going to investigate some shit? You're 1,000 miles away. You ain't got you don't even have all of the evidence. Of course the cops ain't gonna release everything to the media. So you already know it's a lot of shit that they probably holding that you don't even know about, but yeah, you trying to figure this crime out and you live all the way across fucking America. You even had some people that traveled to the hotel. The hotel is closed down now, which I was wondering how the fuck is this hotel still open since it had like a history of a bunch of crazy shit going on in there. Suicides, murders, drug overdose, a bunch of shit going on in this hotel. You know what I'm saying? It's like in Skid Row area of LA. You know what I'm saying? Downtown LA at that. It just seemed like the hotel has a bad rap. And I was wondering, how the fuck is this hotel still open? It was real cheap, so you already know what come with that. At one point in time, that shit was like $3 a night. You already know what's coming with that. You already know it's about to be some fuck shit. You ever go to a fucking hotel and they tell you it's $3 a night? Get the fuck out of there. That is not somewhere you want to stay. That is not somewhere you want to stay. The cheaper, usually the cheaper it is, the more bullshit it is. That is not, you can get a room for $3 a night. Get your ass out of there. It's time to go. For real though. Nah, I still haven't seen Little Things, man. Y'all done killed my hype for it. Y'all said that shit was trash. So that, yeah, they was saying that video was edited. I could see why they were saying that video was edited. But nah, I ain't see the Little Things yet. I ain't get around to it yet. I can see why they said the video was edited. It damn sure looked like it was that way. But, once the family, once the sister and the mother and all of them confirmed that she done had episodes like this before, it even got so bad one time where they had to admit her to a hospital. Once it got to that, once they said that, then I kind of realized like, all right, this shit was, it was one of her bipolar episodes that she was suffering from. She stopped taking her pills. She was taking like 5 different pills. She didn't take them. And she had an episode. So I kind of figured like halfway through that it wasn't, nobody didn't kill her or nothing like that. $3, you wake up in a bathtub with your organs missing. Yo, you wake up in the bathroom with your organs. For real though. If a hotel that motherfucking cheap, get the fuck out of Dodge. Shout out to Fly Guy Rye. He said, dang, another AGS Lite already ate doing God's work. Now, I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I was busy, man. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Digital Foundry, man. Somebody did pose a question, is they necessary? And like I said, our first reaction, I was like, yeah, of course they necessary. But I mean, when you really think about it, they not really necessary. But it's not that you want to see them go. You know what I mean? They do provide valuable information from time to time. If you really care about the resolution of a console game or frame rates, you can definitely go there and find out. Or maybe you was playing a game and and you realized that something wasn't right. Maybe you want to go to Digital Foundry to see if your assumptions are true. But other than that, they definitely be inciting these motherfucking console wars. For sure. For sure. Yeah, that was crazy. People, she was in the water tank and her body was decomposing in the water tank and people was drinking the water, brushing their teeth with the water, taking showers and shit. I was like, I would have been sick to my motherfucking stomach too. If I'd have found out like, the whole time you've been here, it's been a body decomposing up in the fucking water tank. You know what I'm saying? So all of that shit was getting into the water supply and people was drinking it. The one couple, I don't know if y'all, like I said, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but the one couple, they said the water was brown and they still was drinking it and using it to brush their teeth. I'm like, what? How the fuck you see some brown water and still think you gonna use it? I'd have been like, absolutely. I'm not taking no shower. I ain't brushing my teeth. I ain't doing none of that. I see some brown water. That's a wrap. I'm not using that shit. But then to find out that shit is that color because there's a body in the fucking water tank decomposing, oh my God, I probably would have threw up on the spot. Everything I ate for that whole week probably would have came up. For real, if I'd have found out some shit like that. That shit was making me sick when I was listening to it. I was like, oh my God. Y'all motherfuckers was out here drinking a body. Wow. That shit crazy. Yeah, she climbed in the water tank, ended up drowning or whatever. Probably froze, like hypothermia, because she didn't have her clothes on and shit. And when you suffer from hypothermia and shit, your body starts to get really, really hot. Like your body get real hot, and usually when people start suffering from hypothermia, they start taking their clothes off because they getting so hot. They think taking their clothes off would help and shit. And of course you probably freeze to death or whatever like that. But that's probably what happened to her. She fell into that tank. That water probably was cold, and she started to suffer from hypothermia. So she started taking her clothes off. Because I watched documentaries on Mount Everest and shit. I don't know if y'all ever watched some of those Mount Everest documentaries, but man, listen, them joints is crazy. Those Mount Everest documentaries, they be wild, dog. It be all types of bodies up and down that mountain. Like while you be, traversing the mountain, it just be dead bodies all to the side. Motherfuckers butt ass naked. Fucking froze to death and shit, and they butt ass naked because once they started suffering from hypothermia, you get real hot. Your body get real, real hot, and you start taking your clothes off and shit. But yeah, it's dead bodies and shit. Dead bodies just all to the side. Motherfuckers just walk on by and shit. Like that shit be crazy. Yo, watch them Mount Everest documentaries, dog. Them joints is. Well, I don't even understand why people even do shit like that. Like they walk, like it was like people recounting stories that they walked past people that was froze, but they was still alive. Like they was like froze, like they couldn't move, but they was still alive, and it was like there's like nothing you can do. Like you can't even take them down and nothing like that. Like that shit was wild. They found all types of bodies just chilling up on Mount Everest right now. Right now, you go to Mount Everest and start traversing that mountain, you're gonna see dead bodies. Motherfuckers off to the side, just frozen. Some people done became famous for the type of clothes they had on. You know what I mean? Yellow boots or whatever, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? They be filming it too. Like, they be walking by, just be a person like, it'd be a person like, with their knees up to their chest, like they was trying to keep warm, just sitting there frozen, dead. They've been sitting there for fucking years. Fucking frozen. Being froze, that shit preserves the body and all that shit. Yeah, that shit wow, dog. I ain't never know that until I seen them Mount Everest documentaries. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, it's like that? Just people up there just dead. And you just walk right on around them and shit. Right on around them and keep on traversing the mountain trying to reach the top. Because for some reason, that shit make you feel special or something like that. I mean, I guess it would. There's a lot of people that have tried and failed, but I just don't understand the point. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe it's no different from like, when you in the fucking hood and shit, or growing up in the hood and you stand on the corner all day selling drugs or whatever like that, you know, at any time, you can get killed too. Like, it's a good chance that your ass might get killed standing on that corner. So, I don't know, maybe it's the same thing. It's like, yo, listen, I gotta get this money. I'm willing to do whatever I gotta do to get this money. So I guess to these people, they feel like, yo, this is an accomplishment that I want to do, and I gotta do whatever I gotta do to get this accomplishment. It's gonna make me feel good. This is what I want to do. I like to explore. I'm adventurous. This is what I want to do. I get a kick out of this shit. So I'm not gonna make the mistake that these people made and shit like that. That's what you be thinking until you start climbing up that motherfucking mountain. Like, that shit is crazy. Yo, I was watching these I think the document I was watching. You can find them right on YouTube. Just type in Mount Everest documentary or some shit like that. You can find them right on YouTube. I was watching a bunch of them on YouTube, but I think I was watching one on Netflix and shit. It was a while ago though. I don't even know if it's still there, but I think I seen it on Netflix. I watched that documentary, and then I came to YouTube and I started watching. And I was watching some more. You know what I mean? I was watching some more on this shit. Yeah, it's dead bodies all up and down Mount Everest that they can't remove safely, because climbing that mountain is very, very dangerous, dog. It's like your chances of dying. I think, if I'm not mistaken, your chances of dying is higher than your chances of actually succeeding. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, it is crazy, dog. It's dead bodies all up and down that mountain, dog. People that done fell, shit like that. People just frozen. They got their whole snowsuit on, off to the side, frozen. You just walk right on by them, keep on trekking. Crazy, dog. I was like, yo, this shit is insane. What the fuck type of rush is this? Yeah, that shit crazy. I watched that crack documentary too. I watched that crack documentary on Netflix. They got a new documentary on Netflix called Crack or whatever like that. I gotta keep it real with y'all, right? I gotta keep it real with y'all. But yo, the way, like, when the documentary first start, of course they don't get to all the bad shit right away. They kind of get to like I guess you could say the good shit or whatever like that. Or, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna even hold you. And then, plus they had crack users and shit like that on there, and, you know, former users, you know, people that's clean now. I ain't gonna hold you though. Like, the first couple of minutes of that crack documentary, dog, the way they be talking about that shit make you want to try it. Yo, that shit make you want to, like, I don't know, like, I want to give this shit a shot. Like, hold up. Like, the way they be talking, listen, and I done heard this shit before. You know what I'm saying? I done heard these stories before, but everybody always talk about that first hit you ever get. The one lady was like, man, I felt like I was a superhero. Like, I felt like I could do anything. Like, I just felt amazing. I'm like, yo, it's like that? Man, they like, yo, you take one hit and it's over. You take that one blast and it's a wrap. I'm like, damn, it's like that? What type of feeling is that? They like, yo, that shit is better than fucking sex. That shit is a better feeling than busting a nut. Pause. I'm like, damn, don't let nobody watch this shit. I mean, of course, as you know, once the shit get going, of course you like, yeah, it's a good thing. You start seeing what really goes on with crack users and shit. But just for that little 5 minutes, man, you be like, damn, hold up. Because like I said, that's how they start out the documentary, just talking about, like, pretty much, you know, everybody's first time using it and how it made them feel and all that. They're not talking about nothing negative. They're not talking about anything, how it ruins your life and all that shit. They didn't get to none of that yet. They're just getting a recreation of what everybody first experience was like. And the way they talking, you like, wow. It's like that, huh? But I mean, of course, you keep watching, you find out really quickly why you should never do that shit. But man, that first couple of minutes, if you fucking weak-minded or easily influenced, you might pause the motherfucking video and try to go seek it out real quick. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, oh, I want to get more in tune with this documentary, man. Let me see what's going on. But nah, that shit was crazy, though. I was like, damn. They was talking crazy about taking that first blast of crack. I'm like, wow. But yeah, no, it's a good documentary, though. It's definitely a good documentary. You see where, you know, how cocaine was like, you know, the rich drug. Cocaine was the rich drug. Most people in the inner cities or poor people and shit like that couldn't afford cocaine and shit like that. That shit's still like a rich drug. Cocaine's still expensive as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the way, man, somebody figured it. I think you know what? They talk about Richard Pryor. How remember Richard Pryor got you know, he set himself on fire when he was freebasing. He had some fucking what's that shit called? What's that highly flammable gas? Shit. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't. Ether, right? Ether. Is it ether? I think it's ether. Yeah, I think it's ether. He was freebasing. He had like some ether and shit, you know, blew himself up and shit like that. I mean, he survived and he definitely made jokes about it. But people, when he first did that, at the time, people was like, what the fuck was freebase? Like, what the hell is that? Like, hold on, you smoking it? You know what I mean? Because that wasn't a thing at first. You know, you just snort coke. Nobody was smoking that shit. Nobody even knew about that. He was like one of the first like mainstream people that really put people on that like, yo, you don't have to sniff this shit. You can smoke it too. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they figured out how to make crack. Somewhere along the way, somebody figured that shit out. Matter of fact, they said that in the documentary, they said that people was already doing that. You know what I'm saying? They was already cooking the coke. And you know, but it took a lot of work. You know what I mean? It took a lot of work, and they didn't really feel like doing that. Like dope fiends and shit, crack fiends and all that. They didn't feel like doing that shit. So they was like, so somebody figured out they're like, you know what? Let's start selling it already cooked, and that's where crack came along. So once that shit came along, it was crazy, fucking crazy. But like, yeah, it's a good documentary. Y'all should check it out. Especially if you like never dealt with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You should definitely check it out. It's entertaining. Shout out to Biz the Kid Gaming. Guess I ain't built for that, cause if I'm climbing anything and I see dead bodies from people doing what I'm trying to do, I'm turning around immediately. F that mountain. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, how you climbing this mountain and you passing all these dead bodies and you still keep going? Like, what the fuck is going through your motherfucking brain? You know what I'm saying? The first dead body I seen, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, this shit ain't even worth it. Look, he ain't even get far. This motherfucker ain't even get far, and he already dead. So I already know what's going to be getting to the rest of that shit. Like, you got to understand, like, you climbing a mountain, the air is getting thin. You know what I'm shit? Wind blowing, snowing. It is freezing. Like, dog, no, I'm good. I'm turning right back around. I'm not even doing it. Right? That's not even a thought. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm going to be real with you. I didn't see no black people in that documentary, dog. Out of all the Mount Everest joints I seen, like I said, I watched like most of them on YouTube. I ain't see no black people. I don't think I seen one black person, dog. That is something that we are just not getting into. I don't see what's the reward for it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a big deal if you're the first person that did it. You know what I'm saying? But to be the 30th person or some shit, it ain't really no reward. If you're the first person that ever did it, it might be some reward around that. But no, nigga. At this point in time, so many people done did it. You doing it ain't gonna do nothing for you. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. Fuck that. Hey, yo, y'all see that, y'all heard about that transgender MMA fighter that's cracking women's skulls out this motherfucker? Yo, How is this being allowed, dog? Like, what the fuck is going on around here? Like, yo, what is going? How are they allowing men to actually be fighting in MMA with women, dog? This dude, he cracking women's skulls and shit. Like, it's a whole man. Like, yo, I don't give a fuck how that motherfucker identifies or who that motherfucker think he is in his brain or whatever. Like, you are a man, dog. You was born a man, you are a man. They gonna have to, that motherfucker gonna kill somebody, dog. He already done cracked like 2 female skulls, I think. Or I know for sure he cracked at least 1. Like that, like imagine if fucking LeBron James came out and was like, yeah, I identify as a woman now, and he started to play in the WNBA. Like, come on, man. How the fuck is that even fair? How can you even fucking cheer for that shit? How can you even be a fan of something? How can you be a fan of a dude that fight women in the MMA? Like, how, like, you really sitting there like, yo, he's a bad motherfucker. Like, come on, man. That shit crazy. I don't think no dude that was born a dude should be playing female sports, dog. Track and field. I remember a couple years ago, people was complaining about that shit. Track and field shit. You had that track and field gay dude. That nigga was breaking all the female records. That nigga was breaking all the records. Whole man. Breaking all the records. And parents started complaining and shit like, yo, this shit ain't fair, dog. And it ain't. It ain't. This dude need to go run with dudes. Like, I don't give a fuck, yo. You should not be playing no track and field with female. This nigga was breaking all the records. He was smashing every record. Like, every fucking record. That's what LeBron would do. I mean, shit, probably the lowest NBA player would go to the WNBA and just fucking dominate. Especially if that motherfucker like 7 foot. Come on, man. Shout out to V Keeps It Low Key. Sounds like a South Park episode waiting to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Shout out to Teron Aries. He said, we as black folks know better. LOL. Yeah, we ain't climbing no fucking mountains, dog. We just ain't doing it. It ain't no reward for that. You get to the top, all right, now you got to come back down. Man, you could die coming back down. You know what I'm saying? What prevented me from ever trying drugs throughout all of my younger years, selling it and shit? Yeah, I mean, I seen the effects. I seen the effects of drugs. People that do drugs and shit like that. I seen what people would do for drugs. You know what I mean? People would steal from their family, steal from their kids. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I never like seen the hype. Again, I never seen the point. And that was even drugs that people consider to be recreational and fun drugs. You know what I mean? Smoking weed or popping pills and all that shit. I never seen the point. I always felt like I had to be on point anyway. I told y'all before, I was doing too much shit out there in the streets where I had to make sure I was aware of my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be high, dozing off in the middle of the block and all that shit. I gotta be aware of my surroundings. I gotta know what's going on. I done had people bring their kids gaming systems, PlayStations, PSPs, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That I know that they just took from their fucking child. I know they just took from their child. And man, it's fucked up. But you know, I don't want that type of shit. I don't want that shit anyway. Get that shit out of here. But somebody gonna take it. Somebody gonna take it. But yeah, people, they do whatever they gotta do to get to that rock. They doing whatever they gotta do to get to that rock. It's crazy. But nah, I never was interested in that shit. I'm good. I don't want to try it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do none of that shit. I'm cool. Yeah, you see what drugs do to other people and shit, you like, no. Motherfuckers doing anything to come up with that $5, man. They coming with change and all that shit. They coming with whatever they gotta come with. I ain't gonna lie. But this joint, I mean, I had this one lady, she brought me a PSP. It was the God of War PSP. It was brand new. So I don't know where she got it from, but I don't think she got it from her child or nothing like that. I did get that off of her shit. I think what she wanted? She wanted like $4. She wanted like $20 for that shit. And at the time, that joint was going for like what, $170 in the stores? It was I think it was the God of War PSP. It was like red. I think it had like his face on the back of it and all that shit. Or something like that. I think that joint at the time was like $160, $70 in the stores. And she brought it to me. That joint was brand new. Brand new. Brand spanking new. That shit was factory sealed and all that. So you kind of know, when somebody brings you something and it got like the cords dangling and all that shit. You know they just took that shit out the wall and just took that shit right out the house and they trying to give it to you. But this was like, it was factory sealed. It was brand new in the box. She wanted $4 for that shit, so I definitely got that. I gave it to Miss Hard8. I ain't even want it. I didn't even want it. It was just that she was selling it for so cheap. I was like, fuck it, give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was like $160 at the time. It was the God of War joint, special edition. It's like all red PSP and shit. It was kind of hot. But I was like, nah. Shout out to the Ashton Luca. She said, my mom's ex-boyfriend took my PSP and I found out years later he sold it for drugs. I'm still mad about it. Yeah, man, damn. I can imagine, man. I can imagine being a kid. You come home from school one day and your fucking video game system or your handheld is gone. You know what I'm saying? Because your fucking mom took it, or your dad or your uncle or somebody took it to go sell it for some fucking drugs. Man, I could imagine, man. I would be fucking livid. I would, man. As a kid, you come home on Friday, you think you're going to be up all night playing some Genesis, Super Nintendo or some shit, and you walk in your room and it's gone, and nobody don't know nothing. Man, I would be sick. I can already imagine how you feel, Luca, how you felt at that time. I know that shit was heartbreaking. As a gamer too, I remember my brother took my PlayStation. He didn't take it for drugs and shit. My brother wasn't on drugs. But he took my PlayStation. He said my mom told him to take it because I was acting up in school. He lying though. My brother took my shit. Shout out to little F-boy. He said, hey, do you feel bad about selling drugs to the community? At this point in time, I mean, it's done. What's done is done. You know what I'm saying? I did feel a little bad watching that crack documentary, but you know, I ain't sold drugs in a long time, man. So it's done. Last time I sold drugs was like 2008 or 9. I think 8 or 9. 2008 or 9. I told y'all before, I wasn't even selling drugs then. Miss Hard8 was selling that shit, but you know, it was my shit. But yeah, that was like 8 or 9, something like that. That's the last time I sold drugs, dog, or dealt with drugs or anything like that. But anyway, yo, I think I told y'all this story before. My brother took my PlayStation. I had a PlayStation. I had motherfucking Star Gladiator. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about no Star Gladiator. Y'all don't know. They came out with a sequel for that too. I think it was on Dreamcast. But anyway, I had Star Gladiator. It was a fighting game, 3D fighting game. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I'm taking y'all back. I'm fucking chilling. I'm chilling. At the time, we had like a TV like in the kitchen area. So I'm sitting in the PlayStation was in the basement. I had a Genesis too. But of course, I wasn't playing no fucking Genesis. I got a PlayStation. I'm playing Star Gladiator. You know what I'm saying? That was more like a substitute for me because I wanted Soul Blade, but I think Soul Blade wasn't out yet. But Star Gladiator was like the next best thing to me. You know what I'm saying? So I had Star Gladiator. I'm up in the kitchen. I'm watching Martin. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. I'm watching fucking Martin. I'm sitting there watching Martin. I see my brother come out the basement and he was looking suspicious, but I didn't pay it much attention. And the way his body was like turned, now when I think back, like after it happened and I thought back, he was shielding my shit from me. You know what I'm saying? That's why his body was turned the way it was turned. But I kind of just glanced at him and I seen him coming out coming from the basement area, and the way he was turned, you know, he was shielding the PlayStation from me. But I was so into Martin, I kind of just glanced over and I looked back and I went back to Martin. You know what I'm saying? So when Martin was over, I get ready to go down to the basement because our basement was set up where it was almost like it was like a bedroom and a living room. Like it had a wall, and the back part was a bedroom, and then in the front part it was like a bar, and then it had furniture and my TV and my games and shit was down there. So it was nice. So I'm watching Martin and shit. Martin go off, so it's like, all right, I'm about to get back on this Star Gladiator. Man, I walked downstairs and that shit was gone. And right then and there, I knew he did it. It came back to me. Everything made sense now. That's why he was coming from that area. That's why he was looking the way he was looking. Everything made sense. I was just so into Martin, I didn't even fucking pay attention. And at the time, he lived in Virginia at the time. So he was already on his way back home and shit. I called him, yo, where the fuck my PlayStation? Oh, man, mommy told me to take it. Mommy didn't tell you to take that shit. Like I was hot. I think I was back on Genesis for like the next week or two before I stole another PlayStation. But yo, I was mad. And you know what? That was the only PlayStation I ever bought too. I told y'all this shit. I think I told y'all this on Light Behind the Controller. That was the only PlayStation I ever bought. And then it got taken from me. I bought it with a bunch of stolen games. I had took 12 PlayStation games from fucking Blockbuster, and then I had traded them in at Game Gallery. It was this game store in Philadelphia called Game Gallery and shit. Of course, I didn't go to Funkoland because Funkoland used to need a parent and all that. Funkoland was gay as fuck. You needed a parent to trade in games and all that corny shit. So I used to go to Game Gallery and shit. So I took 12, 13 PlayStation games from Blockbuster. I went to Game Gallery. They gave me $180 in credit or some shit like that for all them games. And I bought a PlayStation and shit. The only PlayStation I ever bought. And I had 12 of them. And I had one game. I had Jet Moto. But I was so happy. Even though I bought it with a bunch of stolen shit, it was still mine, nigga. This PlayStation is mine, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I had one game. I had Jet Moto. That's what I had at first, and then I ended up getting Star Gladiator. But I had Jet Moto and Star Gladiator. And, yeah, my brother took it from me. I never seen that PlayStation again till this day. Till this motherfucking day, I ain't never see that PlayStation. Shit was crazy, dog. I was mad as fuck. Yo, it's funny, like I told y'all before, it's funny because the same shit that I be doing now and I used to do back then and shit. You know what I'm saying? I had 12 different PlayStations, and cause I would get bored and I would get rid of them, and then I would get a Saturn. Yeah. And what's his name? And what's your name? You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I would get a Saturn, Sega Saturn. So no. But no, I would get bored, and then I would get a Saturn and shit, and then I would get bored with that, and I might go back to PlayStation, or I'd go to 64, and I get the same shit I be doing now and I used to do back then, dog. This shit ain't nothing new. This shit ain't nothing new. So I would get back, I get a PlayStation, play it for a couple of weeks, get bored, sell it, or trade it, or some shit like that. And I did that through the entire generation. And I didn't even tell y'all this before, but I got into a little shootout over a PlayStation and shit. Again, from my brother and shit. My brother owed one of his friends fucking money. My brother owed one of his friends money, and his friend had my PlayStation. This is a whole totally different, another PlayStation. So my brother, I think he took it over there or something. I don't even know how my fucking PlayStation got to this nigga house, but it was there. You know what I mean? My brother told me, oh, it's over, such and such house. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get my PlayStation. So at the time, him and his friend, they was going through something. My brother owed him some money or some shit like that. I don't know. He wasn't trying to give me that PlayStation. I kept knocking on the door. Yo, give me the PlayStation. I'm banging on the door and shit. Yo, give me my fucking PlayStation. How old was I? Man, I want to say 14, 14, 15. I'm banging on the door. Yo, I want my PlayStation. I want my PlayStation. This motherfucker opened the fucking door and put a fucking shotgun in my face. Yo, the barrel was like fucking... Yo, the barrel was like 3 inches from my fucking face, dog. No, matter of fact, yo, you know what that shit looked like? I don't even know where that nigga got this old ass looking gun from. That shit looked exactly like the gun from Terminator 2. You remember that shotgun that fucking Arnold had that he was flipping and shooting the gate? That shotgun he took from the biker? Yo, that shit looked just like that, dog. That shit looked just like that. He fucking opened the door. I told you I ain't giving you that fucking PlayStation. Gun all in my face. I'm like, yo, man, I want my fucking, cause you know, he was like I knew he wasn't going to shoot me or nothing like that. Like it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You know how, okay, maybe you don't, but you know how you got some people that you just know they wouldn't do no shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't do no shit like that. They almost like family and shit kind of like that, but you know, they wouldn't do nothing. So when he pulled the shotgun out, I wasn't even really scared because like I knew he wouldn't do nothing. But I left, I came back, I shot his house all up. That was his mama crib too. Shot his mom crib all up. Like, yo, it got kind of crazy. That's about as far as I'm gonna talk about that. But yeah, it got kind of crazy over a fucking PlayStation, dog. I wanted my fucking PlayStation. I tried to get this nigga a VCR and everything. Like, yo, give me my PlayStation and take this VCR, dog. Like, I was like, yo, I'll trade you this VCR I got for my PlayStation. Like, he wouldn't do nothing. Like, he wanted his money, dog. I wanted my fucking PlayStation. I tried to get this nigga a VCR. Yeah, that's how old we talking. VCRs at the time was still popping. DVDs wasn't even out yet. You know what I'm saying? DVDs wasn't even out yet. They may have been in the beginning stages, but they wasn't out yet. So we talking, this was like 95, I want to say, 95, because it was kind of cold outside. So I want to say it was late 95, early 96. So if that's the case, then I was like 14, 15, somewhere around there. Yeah, I was like 14, 15. Yep. So, yeah, I tried to take a VCR. I was like, yo, take this VCR, dog, please. That nigga did not want that shit, dog. Did not want it. So I ended up giving up on that. You know, there's a lot of bullshit behind that. You know what I'm saying? All over a PlayStation, dog. Wanted my fucking PlayStation, yo. I wanted my PlayStation. Shit was crazy over a PlayStation, yo. Over a PlayStation. I mean, it started because of a PlayStation. Of course, it wasn't really over the PlayStation. It started. That's where it started. You know what I'm saying? Something so small. You know what I'm saying? But shit got crazy when motherfuckers started pulling out guns and shit. Like, just give me my fucking PlayStation. I don't even have nothing to do with this. I'm like, yo, that ain't even my brother's shit. Like, that's not even his. It's mine. I don't give a fuck. I'm keeping it till I get my money. So it was like, and then like I said, I tried to give him a VCR. He ain't want the VCR. So it was like, what's next? Shit was crazy, dog. God damn. That's some crazy shit, man. That was some crazy shit. Damn. Shout out to Teron Aries. He said, God bless you that you ain't in that life no more. Nah, man. Nah, that shit was wild, though. Over a fucking PlayStation, man. I wanted my fucking PlayStation, though. I was pissed off. But anyway, I ended up getting another one anyway, probably like a week later and shit. I kept a PlayStation. Like, during that generation, I kept a PlayStation. I wasn't going too long without a PlayStation. Like I said, if I didn't have a PlayStation, then I had a Saturn or I had a 64. But PlayStation was always close by, man. PlayStation was always close by. You know what I mean? Because even before the PlayStation, I was always a fan of Sony products. I used to think that Sony made like the best products. You know what I mean? The Walkman, the Discman, and shit like that. I always thought like Sony made the best products when it came to electronics. I always thought Sony was like the best when it came to that. Like Sony TVs and radios and all that. I just always thought Sony was the best. And I don't even know where that come from. I don't even think I knew much about electronics and shit like that. I just like Sony. You know what I mean? Sony had the cool commercials and all of that shit. So I just like Sony. This is way before they ever even had a console. So when the Sony PlayStation did get announced, I was a fan of Sony from the rip. Like, I already knew that the shit was going to be banging based off of what they had already done. You know what I'm saying? So I was a fan, like, right off the rip, because I was always a fan of their products. So I was a fan, like, off the rip. Sony Walkman and shit. Wasn't they the inventors of the Walkman? Or something like that? Or am I tripping? Yeah, Sony was a big deal. So I already had a feeling that the PlayStation was going to be something crazy. I didn't know it was going to be crazy as it ended up becoming. But I knew it was going to be a good console, too. You know what I'm saying? But to be perfectly honest, I didn't really give a fuck about what console I played. At that time, yo, I kind of still wish I had that mind frame as far as when it comes to gaming. Because that was a time where, yo, I didn't care. And I really don't care now, and I just want to play good games. But I'm talking about, at that time, I remember I didn't give a fuck what console it was. I just wanted to play games. It could have been Nintendo, Sega, Sony. I didn't care. It could have been Atari Lynx, Atari Jaguar. It could have been the Sega CD, the 32X. I didn't care. Even the fucking Virtual Boy. I did not care. I just wanted to play games. I didn't give a fuck what it was. Now, it's like now I'm picky and shit like that. I don't tolerate a lot when it comes to games and shit like that. I could be very picky and all that. There was a time, people, when that was not the case. There was a time where that was not the fucking case. I wanted to play everything. As long as it was a video game, I want to play it. I wasn't picky at all. I play any and everything. I had this one dude I'm telling you, I'm no lie. I had this one dude that was in the project. He was a little less fortunate. He had an Atari. And at the time, what was out at the time? Genesis, Super Nintendo was out. This nigga was still on Atari, nigga. Not NES. Not NES. This nigga was on Atari. And I used to be over his house playing Atari, nigga. Like, I did not care. I just wanted to play video games. Yo, I wish I still had that mind frame when it comes to gaming, dog. That type of mind frame is long gone. But man, I used to be over his house. We talking about fucking 93, 94, playing fucking Atari, nigga. Atari. And having fun too. Them days are long gone. Damn, I wish I still had that mind frame. It'd probably, if I still thought like I used to back then when it came to gaming, there would never be a dry spell. There would never be a dry spell. There would never be a time where it's like, yo, it ain't nothing to play. That type of shit did not exist in my vocabulary at that time. And I was a fighting game connoisseur, dog. Like straight, like I used to love fighting games. I used to play everything. You know what was my thing about fighting games? That I could play with any character on the game. I used to take great pride in that. I could play with anybody. Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter Alpha, Tekken 3, Tekken 2, anybody. I can play with anybody. I don't know what the fuck happened, but my love for fighting games ain't nowhere near where they used to be. And I used to be so nice, dog. So nice to know everything, memorize everything. Used to be a fucking beast. Now, fighting games, I just play them for a little bit, and I don't even want to. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. It's actually kind of sad. It's actually kind of fucking sad. I don't know what happened, dog. I do not enjoy fighting games nowhere near as much as I used to. Shout out to Tony Esquire. That's the shotgun Elmer Fudd was using to hunt Bugs Bunny. Oh, man. For real, though. Shout out to Bravo, a.k.a. She Ready, Gay Tony. Oh, man, I missed that, too. My bad, player. Shout out to Ghost 250. He said, "What about that Neo Geo?" Nah. I never knew nobody that had Neo Geo, dog. I never knew. Yo, Neo Geo games was like $200, yo. Like, I remember you go on Funko Land, you'll see them all the way on the top shelf behind the counter and shit, looking like big-ass VCR tapes and some shit. Them joints used to be like I remember Fatal Fury was like $250. But see, the thing about Neo Geo, they had a reason for why they costed so much, because Neo Geo games were not ports or anything like that. They were the actual arcade games. Like Neo Geo, like pretty much the arcade cabinets that you played in arcades and all that, there was actual Neo Geos inside them cabinets. So Neo Geo was like, what you played in arcade is exactly what you got at home. I mean, it's the same exact game that you got at home. That's why they shit used to cost so much. Which at the time we didn't really understand that. We just was like, shit, that shit costs fucking $250. I think the console was like what, $800, $1,000 or some shit like that. It was something crazy. But you can really say, like, some people probably think I never played Neo Geo. No, you actually did play Neo Geo, because that cabinet in that arcade where you was playing them Neo Geo games, that's a Neo Geo. So you played it just like everybody else. You just never played it in the comfort of your home or a friend's home or some shit like that. But you played Neo Geo. That shit was way above the motherfucking poverty line. For real, though. Their games wasn't even like, they wasn't even considered arcade perfect. Their games was the arcade. Like, they wasn't ports. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't ports and none of that shit. They were the actual fucking games. I never knew nobody with a Neo Geo. The Neo Geo console, if it was out today, in today's money, that shit would be like $2,000. Fucking games would be damn near $1,000. Damn. Neo Geo robbed me of many quarters. Oh, man. I used to play World Heroes like a motherfucker. That was my shit. That was my shit, World Heroes. World Heroes and King of the Monsters. World Heroes and the King of the Monsters was my shit. But yeah, man, crazy times, man, crazy times. Anyway, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, man. What y'all doing for the rest of y'all night? Tomorrow, TGIF. TGIF. I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking about scalping this PlayStation. It's like, no, man, I can't do that, man. I can't be no scalping scumbag. I can't be no scumbag. People complaining about $70. Yeah, Neo Geo games was $250. But to be fair, they were the actual games. But anyway, hit that like button, people. Shout out to everybody that came through. Appreciate y'all. I'm about to go find me something to do, man. I'm home alone, so I might have me a little biddy come over. You know what I mean? Might do a little cheating and shit. It's like, no, I'm playing with y'all, man. I am home alone, though, but nah. I don't know. Matter of fact, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm about to do. I think I got something to do. Some chores and some shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a dish or something to wash. Anyone watching Willy's Wonderland? What the fuck is that? That sounds like some porn or some shit, dog. What's going on, man? Yeah, Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES was $80. That shit was $79.99. I remember the day my homie got that shit, dog. He got that shit day one from Clover. I don't know if you ever heard of Clover. It was like a department store It was kind of like a smaller version of Walmart. If you're from Philly or maybe the East Coast, I guess you'll know what Clover is and shit. He got that shit from Clover. That shit was $79.99 for Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. That was a big deal. When Street Fighter, first of all, when arcade games came home, that was a big deal. When Street Fighter came to the Super NES, that was a huge deal, dog. Like, it used to be something so satisfying about being able to play this game in your house as much as you want without having to use any quarters. It is something so satisfying about that, dog. At that time, it was crazy to get an arcade game at home. It was amazing. Even like fucking Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo, even that was like, wow. Because, we ain't start getting, like, good translations until PS1, Saturn, and the 64. That's when we started getting, good translations. And in some cases, perfect translations. Like, I remember Darkstalkers for the PS1. I believe that was a perfect translation. Marvel Superheroes for the Saturn was a perfect translation, I believe. I know it was way better than the PlayStation version. But yeah, that's when we started getting like perfect translations with the PS1, Saturn, and the 64. Man, y'all don't understand how big of a deal that was, man. If you was gaming back then, you knew how big of a deal that was to get an arcade game at home. Especially an arcade game that you was just in the arcade last week, dropping all types of quarters in that motherfucker. 50 cents a pop. Like, to be in the arcade one week playing Marvel Superheroes, spending up all your little money in there, 50 cents a pop. And then the next week, you got Marvel Superheroes in the crib, and you can play that shit as much as you want. That was a big deal, dog. That shit was crazy. Oh, man. That used to be a hell of a feeling, dog, to get an arcade game finally at home. And it might not have been as good as the arcade, but it was close enough. All I know is I ain't got to go spend no more money on this shit. That's all that mattered. That shit's amazing. That shit used to be amazing. Shout out to Dutch Has a Plan. Did you get the Chucky doll I sent? Fuck no, I ain't get no Chucky doll. Nah, I didn't, dog. You paid $120 and stood in line for Alien Colonial Marines. You serious, dog? What was that, a special edition? Dreamcast was like 95% perfect. Really? Because I think like Tekken 3 was really close on the PlayStation. Tekken 3 was really close. Tekken 2, I thought by the time Dreamcast came out, I thought they was perfect translations by the time Dreamcast came out. They wasn't. I mean, I didn't get to experience it. I was locked up, but because they was really close on the PS1 and the Saturn. So I would have thought by the time like PS2 and the Dreamcast came out that they would have been perfect translations by then. You know what I mean? They wasn't? That's what killed arcades in the States. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Hell yeah. That absolutely killed arcades. Consoles killed arcades. Once we started getting arcade quality at home or better, we was done with arcades. Yeah, that's exactly what killed arcades. That's without a doubt. That's without a doubt. I mean, why would you, if I could play, Street Fighter versus X-Men at home on my PlayStation, why would I then go to the arcade and spend money? And then gotta wait in line and all that when I could just be in the crib up in my room with me and my homies or me and my buddy, and we can just play games all night, spend the night, have a sleepover, and play that shit as much as we want. Hell yeah, that shit killed the arcades. Killed them. Soon as that shit came, soon as the PS1 came out and the Saturn and shit, arcades started to go down. The writing was on the wall. It was only a matter of time. Didn't take long after that. Opinion on the HBO Last of Us casting. I'm just gonna hold judgment. I'm just gonna wait till the show is out. The casting ain't something that I'm completely comfortable with, but I'm glad they didn't go with like a black dude for Joel. I just couldn't. No. That's another thing too. Dudes was like, Like, that's the thing. Like, people already were starting to cap for fucking that show. All because it's a PlayStation game or it's based on a PlayStation game. People was already starting to cap for that show, man. Like, you would really have people like, I'm okay with Joel now being a black dude. Like, come on, man. No, man, that shit is corny, dog. I hate when they change the race of established characters, man. That shit is trash. I don't want to see no white dude become no black dude. I don't want to see no black dude become no white dude. Or any of that shit. Like, these are beloved characters. Joel is a beloved character as the white man that he is. Now you want me to watch a show where he's a whole black man and it's still Joel? No. And the people that was cool with that, so if the next fucking, in the next God of War, if Kratos is now a fucking transsexual, are you gonna be good with that? If he's now a woman, if he's now some fucking Indian woman, are you gonna be good with that? That's gonna be cool as long as the fucking performance was great. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be cool with Kratos now being an Indian woman? Fuck no. It's the same shit, no. No, Joel is who Joel is. I don't want to see him change to no fucking black man, dog. I'm good. I don't need that pandering. Make a fucking original character if that's the case. I want no fucking Joel is no black man. Get the fuck out of here. That's boy. And you had people really capping for that shit. It's okay. What's the dude that do Ali? He's a good actor. I don't give a fuck how good of an actor he is. I want to see Joel as the man he's supposed to be. A white dude. The actor they did go with, that's not a white man, but it's close enough. You know what I'm saying? It's close enough, dog. I damn sure ain't want to see this man as no African American. No. Yeah, Ali may be a good actor and all that, and that's all fine and dandy. But no, I don't want to see that man as no fucking a black dude. That's not who Joel is. You don't just change a fucking character like that. Anytime they do that shit is bullshit. You don't do that shit. That shit is trash. Trash. And the next Metal Gear, fucking Solid Snake is a fucking Asian dude or some shit. No, man, no. I'm glad they did not go through with that. I'm glad that was just a fucking rumor. Because that shit, I was almost close to boycotting that shit if they would have came out with Joel as a black dude. I'd have tried my damnedest not to watch that shit. I want to see that shit, dog. Keep the characters that are established as the race that they were established as. I don't give a fuck if Denzel Washington was playing Joel, nigga. I don't want to see that. The fuck? No, keep people the way they are. He's Spanish, that's white. Right. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Spanish is a white dude that like yellow rice and refried beans or some shit. Like, nigga, you know what I mean? I didn't want to see him as no black dude, though. Yeah, Ali is a great actor. I'm not saying he isn't a great actor. He is a great actor. He's a good actor. I never had a problem with him. Everything he's played in that I've seen, he's done a wonderful job. That is not the fucking, that's not the point. That's not the problem. The problem is Joel is an established character as a white man. That's what it is. If they came out tomorrow and fucking, and Batman, you know, Bruce Wayne was now a black man, that would be a no-no. Bruce Wayne is not a black man. Now, if you want to make another Batman character with a whole different backstory, a whole different name and all that shit, and he happened to be black, that's something different. That would be an original character. But you can't take an established character already and just change their race for no fucking reason. If Bruce Wayne was all of a sudden a black man, that would be a fucking no-no. If the Joker was all of a sudden a black man, that would be a fucking no-no. Well, the Joker done switched up so many times, but you get my fucking point. Anybody could be the fucking Joker for real, but you know what I mean. All right, shout out to, what is this? I don't know how to say your name, but Western, that's all I know how to say. I'm not really into fighting games, but at the arcade, I never had to wait to play a game because everyone else was playing the fighting games. Yeah, the fighting games have a big-ass crowd. People be gather up, gather up. But yeah, people was already capping for The Last of Us and the change, and the fucking, the character change. I'm like, what, how? Like, how do y'all like something so much, and y'all okay with them changing a major feature? Of the story, like Joel is a fucking white man. That's it. He is a white man. He's not a black dude. He doesn't have the mannerisms of a black dude. He doesn't have the tone of a black dude. He has none of that of a black person. He is a white man, and that's what the fuck I want to see when it comes to this fucking show. Now, if you want to cast a black dude, make sure his name ain't Joel or any other character that has already been established. Make sure it's a new original character. I don't need them to be fucking, that's like, you don't like when, people don't like when shit get whitewashed. You know what I'm saying? People ain't like when Goku was a white dude. Or when they made fucking the gods of Egypt and it was all white people. People ain't like that shit. So don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Keep the character the way they supposed to be kept. Shout out to True Virgil. You saying Kratos will be like Tony. Nah, absolutely not. Okay, that's impossible. Can't be like that. But y'all get my point. Y'all get my point. I seen to tweet somebody like, yo, why ain't nobody saying nothing about the dude that they did cast? He isn't white. I guess it's more like people didn't want a black guy rather than who can actually play the part. And, you know, we already know we already know the racism shit and all that. We already know people, even if they introduce an original black character, people would be upset. We know how that goes. But no, I mean, you had a lot of black people that was like, no, Joel is a white dude. Keep him as a fucking white dude. And I'm with that. Did Michael B. Jordan do a good job as Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four? Is that a real fucking question, dog? That's not a real question, right? Because that movie was atrocious. That movie was garbino. That movie was trash. I don't really care how good of a job you do. Like I said, it could have been Denzel Washington as Joel. And we already know Denzel Washington gonna do a good job, right? That shit like breathing for him. That shit ain't nothing. Denzel Washington can play Joel. I do not want to see Joel as a black man. He is a white man. Keep him that way. That's fine. You want to add some black people to your fucking cast? Then give them original characters. I'm looking for those butter biscuits. Come on, man. I'm just being realistic. Like, no, it ain't even about, y'all, come on, man. Y'all know where I stand with this type of shit. Come on, man. Keep it authentic. Keep it authentic. That's all. Keep it authentic. I don't want them changing I don't want them changing an established black man to any other race. I don't want them changing any established race to another race or any character and it's established. Do not change it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You think when Thanos show back up in the MCU and he show back up as a Russian, you think that's gonna be cool? Like, no, nigga. No. What's my opinion on Gina's situation? I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't looked into it. I didn't care. I know she said some old fly shit and they fired her ass, but I didn't look into it. I really didn't give a fuck. That's the bitch from Deadpool, right? That's that strong bitch from Deadpool and shit. Yeah, that's that strong bitch from Deadpool. Yeah. I ain't looking into it. The only thing I wanted to see from her was when her titty popped out on Deadpool, but they decided to cover it up for some fucking reason, which I fucking hated about that shit. Like, motherfucker, I just seen this nigga split people in half, cut heads the fuck off, stuff fucking car lighters in people's mouth, and I mean, I just seen this nigga count as he blew people's brains out. But I couldn't see this one goddamn titty pop. This is some bullshit. Some fucking bullshit, dog. Shout out to Biz the Kid Gaming. I don't see how they gonna make the show more immersive than the game itself. I think they should follow different characters like Sam and Henry. Oh, shout out to Sam and Henry. That's the one part I hated about Deadpool and shit, when she was fighting Colossus and her fucking titty popped out and they fucking had him cover it up with his hand after you just seen the most violent shit you ever fucking seen in your life. This motherfucker counting out as he blow people's brains the fuck out and all that shit. I mean, come on. The first Deadpool was gory as fuck, but we couldn't see one goddamn titty. It's some bullshit. That's another thing, too, about that big tall bitch, that 9-foot tall bitch from motherfucking Resident Evil Village. Like, you know, some dudes want to be extra cool, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want to act like, as far as the game goes, the woman is an attractive-looking woman, right? You know what I mean? Especially if you was a vampire. But I think people be really, like, over-exaggerating when they think, I mean, you probably got some people that really want to have sex with that woman, but, you know, for the most part, we just be bullshitting, right? You know what I mean? Oh, damn, she a tall glass of water. You got to understand, you know, we just had to deal with a strong-ass fucking woman for most of last year. You know what I'm saying? The Last of Us 2 was one of the most talked about games of 2020. We don't know how to act. We finally get a woman that's shaped like a woman, nigga. We don't know how to fucking act. Nobody is really horny over that. I mean, I know I'm not, but no, I don't really think most people is really horny over this fucking video game character. It's just nice to see a fucking woman, nigga. Like, can people understand that? Can you understand that? It's just nice to see a fucking woman with womanly curves. Is that too much to fucking ask for? That's all. We just don't know how to act, because we just seen some buff, funny looking bitch with fucking elbows for titties. Oh yeah, didn't I ask y'all this? I keep forgetting to take this question to fucking Twitter. I keep forgetting to take, remember, I did ask y'all this already, but I keep forgetting to ask Twitter too, because I want to know, do people believe that a sex scene would have happened on Last of Us 2 if that bitch had double D titties, dog? I think if that bitch had double D titties, they would have never did that shit. They would have never did that shit. Because her chest looked like a man chest, they felt like it was all right to throw that sex scene in there and shit. But if she had some big double D jiggly titties, that shit would have never been there. I believe that. I keep forgetting to bring that question to Twitter. If I remember, I'd do it. But I believe that shit wouldn't have been there, dog. They're gonna make a new mod for that woman. Oh yeah, absolutely. You already know that's happening. Shout out to Mr. Gray. Yo, hey, how do you like Queen Latifah as the equalizer? I ain't watch that shit, dog. I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. First of all, isn't it like an NBC show or CBS? Yeah, I'm not watching that. I'm good. If it was on like HBO, or if it was like a Stars or some shit like that, like a cable channel, then I probably would check it out. But I know it's like watered down, some regular TV shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, most video games, they tend, like I said, they can give you the most violent shit in the world in these video games, but when it comes to anything sexual, it's like, no. And then you got a bunch of fucking weirdos that be like, why do you need sex in the game? Like, motherfucker, I mean, it don't need to be in the game, but if we're going to be putting everything else in the motherfucking game, why not? You know, if it's a game where I got a love interest and all that, you know what people do that love each other, right? Like, why is that such a bad thing to see, but it's okay to see all this violence? Like, I just don't understand that thought process, dog. If this is mature content, then let it be mature content. And that's another thing they need to stop doing. They need to stop censoring mature content. Mature content should not be censored at all. Stop doing it. They need to stop doing that shit. It's mature for a reason. So leave everything the fuck in there. They want to be censoring shit. I know people have said about this new Mass Effect. You know what I mean? They're not going to censor it, but they're going to change some of the camera angles because some of the camera angles was focusing on the bitch assets and shit like that. So, I mean, and I kind of understand what they were saying. They were like, you know, there was moments in the game where it was like some real serious shit going on and the camera would cut to a shot of the chick butt or some shit like that. So, I get it. But yeah, no censoring in fucking mature games. They mature for a reason. Tired of being treat me like a fucking adult, please. Stop with this baby and shit. Give me everything. Tell your story. Tell your motherfucking story, dog. If I'm fucking 10 bitches, nigga, tell the story. And show that shit too. If I can see if it's a mature story, show me everything. Stop trying to handle me with kid gloves. Show me everything. Let it be what it's gonna be. Ahmad is gonna fix that Mass Effect camera. Probably. Most likely. You already know. One thing for sure, two things for certain. You gonna see that tall 9-foot bitch naked. They gonna make that mod. They gonna be on that mod right away. They gonna put her in all types of different clothes and shit. But yeah, they gonna be on that mod right away. That mod gonna be out probably within the first week of that tall bitch, butt ass naked running around that motherfucking mansion or whatever like that. They gonna have all them bitches naked. All them bitches gonna be naked in like a week. You could bet your bottom dollar on that. They're gonna be dressed in all types of lingerie and shit like that. Maybe because of the backlash San Andreas got. I would, like I told y'all before, my dream is to have a AAA game, AAA big budget game with an AO rating. An adults only rating. I know they wouldn't be able to sell it in most stores and all that. That's why they don't do it. But that would be my dream, dog. That would be like a dream game. Big budget AAA game with an AO rating. Oh, man. Rockstar, make it happen. Make it happen. I want some shit that's made truly for grown-ups, man. Truly for adults, man. I want some shit that's made truly for adults. Like, I want some shit that come with a warning. Like, kids should not play this. Parents, you should not, even if you want to give your consent, you should not let kids play this at all. I want a AAA big budget game like that got a big ass warning on the front. Parents, we will advise you, don't even give your kids permission to play this. This is strictly for adults only. Man, I would love that shit. Shout out to Sukasa. I ain't pay attention to the Gina shit. I already spoke about that. I haven't really paid attention to it at all. I know she said some shit about, and I just got this from other people's tweets, but I know she said something about some political shit, some Republican shit. That's all I know. I didn't even look into it. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really care. I know her from one movie and one movie only. So she wasn't somebody that I felt like I had to really check up on and shit like that. So I'm going to be real with you, man. I really didn't care. I know she got fired and all that shit. She lost her job. And, you know, that they'll do it. That'll do it. Nah, they spend too much money to make an AO game. They got to profit. The game would be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, that's just a dream of mine. Yeah, Manhunt 2 was rated AO, but I don't know if that was in America. Well, was it? I think it was rated AO, and then they went back and changed it, but it was stupid. It didn't really deserve that rating. It should have been, MA. It didn't really deserve that rating. It was only based off violence, so whatever. Yeah, Steam already got porn games, but I ain't talking about no shit like that. I'm talking about a real big budget game. You know what I'm saying? Not none of that shit Steam got. That should be on some other shit. That should be one person and they fucking making that shit. It'd be some visual novel type of shit. Nah, nothing like that. Yeah, she the woman from Mandalorian. She also played in Deadpool. What was her name in Deadpool? She was the real strong chick in Deadpool that was fucking Colossus up, or they was getting it in. Yeah, her. Wasn't that Wu-Tang fighting game AO? I have no idea. I was locked up at that time. So I don't have much knowledge when it comes to like the PlayStation 2 era and what was going on during that era. Xbox, GameCube, I don't really have a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I do watch a lot of videos and shit based on that era because I wasn't around. So I'll be trying to, you know, get a good feeling of what I missed. You know what I'm saying? And try to imagine how it was when that shit was coming out. Yeah, that's still something that bothers me today, that I missed that whole generation. You know, as the gamer that I am, missing that whole generation is still kind of, it's still kind of hard to get over that shit. You know what I mean? I missed that whole generation, dog. Like, I didn't experience it. It's crazy. But whatever, you know, like somebody just said, consequences have action. I mean, actions have consequences, so. Crazy. Knack 2 is AO. Okay. But anyway, I'm out. I was supposed to leave an hour ago, man. Why the fuck am I still here? I'm out, though. Hit that like button, people. I'ma holler at y'all next, Sunday. I'll holler at y'all Sunday. AGS Live, 4 p.m. EST. Make sure y'all tune in. So, yeah, appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate all the super chats, man. Appreciate everybody that support. If you support, man, I definitely appreciate you, man. So, enjoy the rest of y'all night. I'm about to get up out of here. What did I think about the PS2 gen based on what you've seen? Based on what I know, I don't know. I probably would. I mean, I would have been on both. Of course, I would have been on the PlayStation and the Xbox. I mean, that DVD player, that was a big deal at the time. You know, I'm in the movie, so I definitely would have been on that. But then that graphical difference that the Xbox was offering in a lot of games, I'd have been on that too. So, yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. But anyway, I'm out, man. I see y'all on Sunday. We talk about this more on Sunday. The suffering on PS2. Yeah, I seen the suffering and shit. I used to see that shit in the magazines. I actually watched some gameplay of it. That was a game I missed, of course. You know, I missed the whole entire generation. I did get a PS2 when I came home in 2006. But by that time, it was too far gone. I did get to play some games. I beat games. I beat Resident Evil 4 at the time. Resident Evil 4. God of War. I beat all those games on PS2. God of War 2, I beat that on PS2. Couple of them Matrix games. And some other shit. But I did get to play it. I just was, you know. Yeah. But all right, y'all. I'll see y'all Sunday, man. Thanks for coming through. Shout out to everybody that support, man, in any way that you support. Appreciate y'all. Go check out the previous videos if you missed them. And we out of here, man. You know what I mean? No, I didn't play God of War 3 first. Nah. I came home in 06. When I came home, God of War 3 wasn't out. God of War 3 wasn't out yet when I first came home. I came home in 06. October 06, I came home. God of War 1 was out. I got that from GameStop for $17.99 used. And then in March of 07, God of War 2 came out, and I played that. Now, I played God of War 1 first, then 2, then 3 in 2010. Yeah, that's how that went. All right, peace, y'all. Deuces.